Hello, brave travelers, and welcome to episode 1 of the new Kerbal Space Program Let's Play. I'm Rob. If you're new to the series, welcome, and if you're joining me from Rob Plays That Game, welcome back. So, this is a series in which I'm going to be playing Kerbal Space Program. I'm going to pick a flag, and I'm going to pick spheres, because why not? And we're going to call this Rob Plays KSP. So if you're joining me from, I have another channel that's more, it's now focused solely on Minecraft, but it used to be a bunch of different Let's Plays, and one of them was Kerbal Space Program, and we had a whole bunch of little missions, and this is going to be sort of a continuation of that. The first mission that I really want to do is land a rover on Duna with a person controlling it, and I want to do that. That's basically what I want to do. Get them there, land, and enjoy it. Maybe not come back alive. I've realized that that's tough. Crew, this is cool. All right. Well, let's put them all in there. Fill. Just put them all in. Oh, it's click and drag. Right. Well, that's easy. Oh, they're already in there. Okay. This is a great start. Great start, Rob. You're doing good. So I'm going to play every week. I'm not great at the game. If you've watched my last series, you know that for sure. Let's build a ship, and hopefully with the help of you guys, I will be able to learn a little more as I play and we can get there. By the way, this is just a super impressive facility. This is the new version of the game, so it's got sort of updated graphics, and you got people there. Anyway, so the plan is Duna. We're going to go straight to Duna. So we need a ship that'll get us to Duna and land us on Duna. And I think a pod is pretty much a safe bet. I don't think we're going to need... We could use a advanced SAS. We always want that, right? So that'll be that. And because it is Duna, we will be able to use parachutes. So let's do that. I wonder if I were to... I can't fit that. That's ridiculous. That would be ridiculous on here, too. What are you doing, Rob? I'm trying to think of what sort of adapters I could use. I want to get parachutes on here, because that's sort of, I think, well, this might be perfect. There we go. A nice little adapter there. And then what we'll do is we'll take the radial parachutes. By the way, if you're new to this series, the one thing that I do without fail every week is forget where every single part ever is. So let's throw 4 on here. That's a lot, but I've got people's lives on my hands here. I can't mess around. I'm trying to get it perfect, just perfect, but I can't. I know I could mess around with it. There, that's fine. Hopefully that's enough, and hopefully that part doesn't rip off. I'm going to say hopefully a lot, because honestly that's about the extent of how much science goes into my planning. So that we've got this pod that's going to land, right? Ideally. What else are we going to need? At this point we won't need fuel. So we could come up with but we are going to need fuselage to attach our rover to, which is what I'm not sure how we're going to go about it. And I'll be honest, I've never watched a Let's Play of somebody doing a rover thing, and I've never done a rover, so I don't actually know how people do this, how this is typically done. Like, how do you put a rover on another planet without it breaking off or something? That's sort of the question on my mind. Like, can I just attach it with a clamp? Like, put one there? We don't need 4. We'll do 2 for the sake of balance. And then can I just clamp a rover onto that and then just have it pop off the side? Hopefully the answer is yes, because that's what I'm going to try and do. Maybe we could try that here. That's something that I tried to do a lot in the last series, which is I would come up with the final stages of a mission. I'm looking for landing gears right now, by the way. And I would replicate them here on Kerbin first. That way, if there's something wrong with that, we wouldn't go through a whole hour-long mission where then I just fail at the very end because I didn't think things through. So we've got the parachute as our last stage. We're going to get a separation, stack separator right there. I like these big ones. I don't know why. I feel like they're more durable, even though it's all numbers, and that's not actually true at all. It's just what my brain thinks. And let's put a large tank under it. In fact, let's put 2. Now, I wonder, with cross fuel, can I put... Now, no, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. I could put the little engines there, but I don't want little engines. I wanted big engines. If I could do that, and then this... Nope, that's a tiny baby little adapter. That's not going to help me. This is the adapter. If I could put that on each of these circles, that would be awesome. And then I just put an engine on each one. We'll go with 1 engine. How about that? Go with this guy. This should hopefully lift us up. And then what we'll do is we'll, at the same time, let's get a couple of decouplers. This is for the local test. I'm going to try the local test because it's involving a rover, and wouldn't it be a bummer to spend a couple of weeks working on this mission just to find out that, like, the rover's bad or something? And this is going to seem like repeats for some of you who have watched the previous series because we did something similar, but the rover ended up not being good, so we're sort of back on square one here. So that'll be the stage. This will take us up, then we'll disconnect, and then we'll just mimic the landing. Now we need to create a rover. So how do we do that? So let's say we've got our clamp port. Rotate the way I want. Thank you. That's good. Now, how do we attach? Oh, you know what? You know what? Oh, I'm so excited because I've just sort of realized. Here I am thinking, oh, well, the whole thing's going to be on its side, so it's going to, like, break when it falls. But is that true? I don't think so. What if I put a... or maybe it will be true. Maybe I'm just wrong about everything. I'm always wrong. Where's that platform for Rover Building? It would be here in structural, because it doesn't serve a purpose. It's just a... Here it is. Rovemate. Can I put that, like, there? I want a side port is essentially what I'm trying to get at. But it's making it really hard to pull off. What if I did something like... Let's see. Where's the fuselage? No, that's jet fuel. That's going to be heavy. That's more jet fuel. This is what I'm looking for. This can't go on the side. Now this interests me. Why can that go on the side but not stuff like this? That just seems... I don't know, that's bizarre to me. Like, if I flip this, will that work? Apparently, yes and no. I just want to attach you to something. But no, that's fine. Like, I've got the port. I could do something like this, right? No, you can't even attach to that. Isn't that crazy? Oh, I attached that. There we go. Okay, so we're on that thing. Now, what would the next... I'm like literally building a rover piece by piece in the worst way you can possibly build a rover. Let's try... I'm trying to find something that'll stick. That will stick, but now you're just going to have a giant rover. The weird giant rover with the giant port there. We don't want that. I mean, we could just flip everything, and then that'll work. Technically. Where's that Rovemate piece? It's over here. If I were to flip this... like that, up, and then rotate it around, I'd be able to attach it like that, and then have a rover, but then there's no room on top to put anything on top of the rover. Maybe I just need to build a giant rover. Maybe that's just that's the only answer. Let's build a big rover with big platforms. Isn't this weird how it clips to the edge instead of centered? That's bizarre. This was not very thought out. I apologize. But I don't. You signed up for this. Hey, listen. Listen, I've been bad at this game for months now. You know what you're getting yourself into. Can I have them go into like a lander can and just put wheels on it? Maybe the tiny one? Hey, what if we did that? Rotate that. Yeah. Yeah, just like that. And then we put wheels on it. Where would we attach wheels? Where are the giant wheels? Let's just put the giant wheels on it. Are these the big ones? No, not big enough. Yes! Oh my goodness. Can I just put wheels on this giant rocket? Can I do that? I'm not going to do that. That would be ridiculous. Although, hold on. No, that's too big. Why not on this? Hold on. Why don't we make... Who says a rover has to look like a car? I want two symmetry. Yes. Do those wheels fold out? Is that what they do? Because that would be really cool. And then what you could do is you could have like... I don't know, we need something to sort of support it, because then it'd just fall over, wouldn't it? Like little wheels here. Just to sort of keep it balanced. Okay, so we've got that, right? Let's put... This is going to be a weird test. This might not work. Listen, this isn't like this is by no means a tutorial. This is not like the way to do things, the right way to do things. This is like my dumb way to do things. So we might spend a couple of weeks working on weird rover designs. In which case I apologize. But hopefully we have some fun doing it. Where's the cool solar panels? The ones I like. These. We only need 2 though. So we get some power. Hopefully the clipping doesn't cause too much of a problem. Maybe we put them... Maybe we put them here. Yeah. Yeah, that makes more sense. Put them there. And then we need batteries to hold the charge. We've got these batteries right here. Ooh, those we can put here. That'll hold the charge. So you've got wheels. This is for the initial landing. Then we pop those back up, and then we count on wheels. And we've got the thing to hold the charge, and we've got the thing to power it. We've got these to descent. Let's give this a shot. Let's see what this thing does. Let's see if this thing will even land with the 4 parachutes. I have a bad feeling it's just going to rip off. We're going to learn. This is a learning experience, isn't it? Here we go. Lights would have been useful. First thing I'm going to do is hope this thing doesn't explode because it's balancing very... I'm going to disable the motor on the wheels. I'm probably going to speed things up before something explodes. Let's just launch now. How about that? Yeah, that was smart. I don't have any fins, so I don't think the SAS works as well now. We're going to make an early tilt because, again, we're not trying to go into orbit or anything. I'm just trying to get us high up and over landmass so that we could land this rover and see how it goes. We are going to use all the fuel that we have, though, so hopefully we get a pretty high altitude. That way we can get a hopefully very high speed so we could really test the parachute's durability. I like the idea of a mobile lab, like just the RV in space. Let's dump those. Full throttle this. Already halfway through our fuel tank, so it's not going to be too high of an altitude, but whatever. We'll go over here, explore over here a little bit. I love that. I love that even though it doesn't feel like we're traveling very fast right now, Just looking at the map, you realize how far we're going to be traveling. And we're about to run out of fuel. Wow, we're apparently going fast enough to burn in the atmosphere. All right. Might need to nudge ourselves away from this thing. There we go. Looking good. I mean, it's stable, right? Let's speed things up a little bit. Oh, yes. Physics. It's crazy. We're only 40,000 meters up, but it feels like we're about to enter space. We almost could have. What is our apoapse? It's 46. A little more fuel. It might have actually worked. All right, now we're on our descent. So I've noticed the parachutes don't actually deploy until you're at the right altitude. So I have no problem just hitting them right now. And again, let's speed things up. Just 2x though, because I don't want that to mess up this guy. I don't want to mess up our little rover here, our little Wally. Up. Getting him to stay. Getting it. Why am I referring to it like a person? First of all. Secondly, why is it so hard to keep this thing still? There we go. All right. I'm going to slow it down because it looks like we're going to hit the atmosphere pretty soon. Oh, yeah, and I don't want it to ruin anything. Okay, so the first good thing to note is that the parachutes did not immediately rip off from the body. Now there is the potential that that will happen again when we get to the point that they fully extend themselves. Hopefully that's not the case. It'll depend really on the speed that we're moving when we get to that point, which is supposed to be around 400 meters, I think. And we're at 9,000 here, so I don't know. I don't know how that's going to turn out. I'm going to turn off SAS so we can sort of naturally start to decline. And then I'm also going to hit our landing gears so that we land on those and not on the wheels. Now, from what I can imagine, we should have no problem landing on the wheels too, although I don't know how strong the wheels are, so landing on them might cause them to break off. So for safety, we're going to land on our landing legs. And of course, that all depends on whether this thing is going to rip off or not. Now, I'm going to imagine it's going to be not, because we're at 130 meters a second, and we're still 2,500 meters in the air. So we got plenty of time to slow down so that it doesn't just rip off. Please let me be right in saying all that. Let that not be. Something exploded. Does the rest of the ship. Bye, rest of the ship. It is moving fast. Maybe this was a bad idea. Maybe it ripped off. Maybe we're going to crash. Maybe this is the end for all three of them. Goodbye. Well, technically it wasn't the end. They have survived. Oh, the parachutes weren't enough. Or it's not that they weren't enough, but they weren't attached to the right part of the ship. So let's end this flight. I don't want to resume flight. I want to end it. Oh, you have to go to the Space Center to do that now, right? All these new changes I never keep up with. I just like the spontaneity of discovering new things. Let's load that up. We're going to do a quick alteration and we're going to do another test, see if it works better. Now, of course, gravity is different on Duna, so that might change. Maybe that, for all we know, that was a perfectly fine setup, and on Duna's gravity, that wouldn't be a problem, but I don't really want to risk it. So let's do the autosave ship. That would be our ship here. And I guess the quick solution is to move these parachutes from this top piece to the main body, which is here. Now the problem is space. I want to give them room to get out. So here's what we'll do. We'll set it up to dual symmetry. We'll put 2 there. And then we will put 2 more right next to them. And you know what? Let's put 2 more. Let's like really overkill this. So we got 6 parachutes. We're going to remove this piece because we don't need it now. SAS, we didn't need that much, but whatever. We'll have it. In fact, you know what? Let's pop it off there just to save weight, and we'll put it down here. So we'll put an SAS. We'll put that. I'll throw some fins on here just for the sake of the flight. There we go. Everything else looks good. Everything else is the same, more or less. I'll throw some lights on there, just for good measure. Let's get the lights that actually exist. Those are usually the best ones. Where are the lights? Where are my lights? Oh, they were there. They just don't look like lights to me. We'll put 3 of them up here. Yeah, just like that. Cool. Let's launch it. Yes. We'll give this another shot. Oh, right. Some sort of structure to support it while I turned everything off would have been a good idea. Oh, well. It'll just wobble. Okay, here we go again. We had a smooth launch, same thing. We detached. We have our parachutes out. Hopefully having 2 more parachutes will help, and having them attached to the main body of the ship will help. And hopefully this bottom part doesn't rip off. Certainly it looks like it'd be a little more stable. I guess we're going to find out in a minute here. 175,000. It seems like it's slowing down more. So that's a good thing. Let me get my gears out. Gears are out. So hopefully we have a smooth landing. Now, what if I had a design where I had the... Well, the rover would be a little too small. I was going to say put the rover underneath this so it detaches and drops down, but it would have to be no taller than the length of the legs, I guess. Here we go. We're at 1,000. We're down to 90 meters. That's still pretty fast. We're still going up, up, up. 7. We've got it. This is good. We're good. We're good. We're all good. So the next thing for me to do would be to hit the lights because it looks cool. For us to wait this 900 meters, which isn't really 9. I think it's about 4. Let's speed things up a little bit. So I don't know if this would really count as a rover. More like a moving laboratory. Oh, I don't have a ladder, so they can't get out. I guess on Duna, that's a little different. You could use the jetpacks at that point. Always good to use shadows as a way of gauging how far from the ground you are. Looks like we're just about to land here. And we're down. That looks good. Let's get our solar panels out so we do not forget and we have power at all points. Let's turn our motors back on for our wheels. So that's enabled, and then these 2, which are spinning, were disabled. Actually, let's disable those since they're just meant to sort of be as like things to lean on and not actually drive with. I don't think we need. Now let's hit the gears, see how this goes. And we're on wheels. Why isn't this one working? It's broken. Oh no, it says status broken. I think it hit the ground too hard. And that piece fell off too. Yeah, uh-oh. And that's broken. And it's exploded. Okay, well, let's call this rover test number 1, and we will call it a majority failure. This has been Kerbal Space Program. Every week I'm going to do this. If you have ideas on how I could do a rover, the one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to just watch another person's Let's Play and copy it because I feel like there's not a lot of fun there. For as much of a failure this rover was. I actually had more fun building this thing than a lot of ships I've built in a long time on Kerbal Space Program. So I would love to keep experimenting with weird, unconventional rovers and testing them. In any case, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Again, this is the new home of Kerbal Space Program. If you subscribe to my other channel, Rob Plays That Game just for Kerbal, it might be in your best interest to unsubscribe because there won't be any new episodes there. They will all be here going forward, so you're going to want to subscribe here. But hopefully you enjoy the Minecraft stuff too, and you might want to, stay on board and see what I've got there. In any case, have a great week. Whatever you're doing, make the most of it. Let me know how I could do this better or worse, even if that's what you want to watch. And I will see you all here next week for the next episode of Kerbal Space Program. Bye, everyone.